What I did find myself confronted with though was then this real SCSI bus error complaining about timeouts on ID4, which is the CD-ROM drive. So I couldn't just leave it as is and went back to this topic a few days later. I hooked up the same drive again to see if I can reproduce the problem. The drive still identified on SCSI bus 0 LON number 4 and still exposes this same issue. This is especially visible during system startup, where the device causes frequent SCSI timeouts still. This manifests itself with the system temporarily stalling every few seconds. So let's try the second drive here.
But this one as well exposes the same problem.
Of course, I had put the SCSI terminators in place this time round, but that obviously didn't make any difference. So I started digging through the web and eventually came by here. This website talks a lot about SCSI timeouts and SGIs and actually mentions some issues specific to CD writers. That's the moment I realized this is indeed CD writers, both of them. Now, there's some hints about disabling SCSI reconnects on the external SCSI bus. I gave it a try by changing this value here to 0, reconfiguring the kernel and rebooting, but still no change. A few days prior I went through testing a variety of CD-ROM drives, and if it were intentional, there was just one SCSI CD-ROM drive that I didn't test at the time. Maybe the time's just about right now. I quickly took the enclosure apart to connect this Panasonic CD-ROM drive. Though, for reasons unknown to me, the drive was dead at first. I double checked all the wiring, but somehow it didn't seem to power up. Is it defective after all? So I brought it over to my test PC, only to find that it works perfectly fine on power up. But even on a second attempt on that SCSI drive enclosure, I didn't succeed to get it powering up at all. But I do have a second enclosure, maybe I'm lucky. And so I am. The drive powers up. Maybe I should give it some measurements again with the other enclosure. I could imagine that we have an issue here with the power draw. Anyways, at first the drive still won't show up in the PROM monitor as I connected the SCSI ID connectors the wrong way round. After fixing that, the drive was showing up as ID number 6.
But what's that? There's still SCSI related errors on the system console.
Yes, though this time round they're different from the ones before. On that website mentioned before, it was stated that some messages are related to Media D, trying to figure out the drive characteristics.
Can it be as simple as this?
I put in the IRIX 5.3 install CD, and yes, it loads up just fine. When double clicking the CD-ROM icon, software manager starting up as expected. And also browsing the CD works just fine, as we can see here. So after all, it was just the CD writers not being properly recognized. What's interesting though, that I could still install SGI IRIX without any troubles using these drives beforehand. I guess that during the install there's no background daemons like Media D running, which would interfere and cause any such kind of headaches. Would you have guessed it? Albeit me saying previously that was probably because of SCSI termination, it turned out it was just because of drive compatibility issues. Even better, so none of the drives that I have here is broken. I just had to swap one of the CD writers out for a standard type CD-ROM drive. I'm the Vintage Collector and this was my short Advent Time story for today. We see us again tomorrow. If you check out this channel's community tab, you'll find some polls on potential upcoming videos. You're very welcome to upvote on upcoming topics or drop in new ones you'd like me to chase down.